How do you go about creating images that you're proud of? Most people think it comes down to what camera or lens you shot on, but in reality, it starts way before you get onto set. On page 143 of Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, he calls the first phase of the creative process as collecting seeds. We're searching for potential starting points. A seed for writing a song could be a phrase, a melody, a bass line, or a rhythmic feel. But in my case, the seed always comes from looking at images. A lot of my work is born through looking at work that inspires me. My favorite part of every project is the seed phase. It's where you bring an idea to life, gather references, and watch other people's work. There's no limit during this phase. But how do you go about finding these seeds or images and turning them into a mood board so you can later turn them into a project? That brings me to my first way to find seeds: Instagram saved folders. My most recent project was born from watching work of those I look up to. I follow hundreds of DPs and directors on Instagram, so I'm constantly seeing high caliber work that I one day aspire to be shooting. Through scrolling Instagram, you're constantly exposed to seeds if you're following the right people. When I started using Instagram as a tool and less as a distraction, it became so powerful for me. If you're following directors or DPs, I highly recommend saving some of their work because you can always reference back to it when creating work of your own. For example, when this Sydney Sweeney ad came out, the images really resonated with me. That was the initial seed when creating my Depop project, and I think you can see the DNA of that seed in my project. It sparked some ideas in me that I acted on rather than just seeing the work and mindlessly scrolling past. From here, I dragged everything into Milanote, which organizes everything for you. And from here, I had a great starting point for something I wanted to create visually, but didn't necessarily have the creative fleshed out. Creating a mood board itself is actually the easy part. It's where you find these images and references that is the most time-consuming part. Instagram saved folders is my personal favorite way to find these images because it's the most curated with the style I like. Over the past few years, I've managed to save over 1,700 posts, and it's always my go-to starting point when developing projects. Number 2, frame set. Luckily, there are now websites where seeds can be more easily found and already planted for you. Frameset allows you to look through thousands of curated stills from commercials, music videos, and movies. This video isn't sponsored by them, but they did reach out just to show me a demo. You could simply scroll down on the homepage to find inspiration, which is my personal favorite way to find seeds, since I usually don't really know what I'm looking for, but I'll just know when I see it. You can get super specific, like filtering through shot size, time of day, color, and so on. You can even filter through directors, DPs, cameras, and lenses. If you're curious about shooting on a specific lens, you can look through examples of work that have been shot on that lens. It's also great because you can look at stills from the whole project if you find one image that resonates with you. From there, you can go ahead and save them into a set so you can keep everything together. Looking at tons of different references is great because it can inform the way you shoot something. For Depop, I wanted something with really saturated colors and a quirkiness to it. Frameset could be such a powerful tool for helping you gain inspiration without doing a ton of work like scrolling forever on Instagram to try to find these images. Once you've compiled your mood board and gathered all these images, you should analyze them. Ask yourself questions like, what do I like about this image? Is it the framing, the location, the subject matter? Learn to break down these images and look at them analytically. If you're collaborating with a director, this will get the conversation going about how the piece is going to be shot and will inform so much about your project. If you like this video and want to see more cinematography-based content, then subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.